Hi, it's me, Bam. And today we have a little bit of a different kind of video. I am, I was looking through the forums and I was like, you know what? A friend recommended to me that I look at some concepts. I was looking at some concepts and this concept caught my eye. See, this whole look of the frame looks like a combination of um, Oberon and Nidus. If they both combined, if they both did the fusion dance, this frame would be the frame, in my opinion. Now, I was looking at it and the abilities are what kind of caught my eye, honestly. So we'll get into that. First of all, this frame concept he'd called Typhus. Let's say Typhus. It could not be Typhus, but let's say his name is Typhus, the Parasite Warframe. And it's concepted by Red Skittles, as you'll see. I personally prefer the orange one. The yellow ones aren't that bad, but whatever. I digress. Okay, here it says war is not an adventure. It is a disease. It is like typhus. Okay, okay, you know what? Fine. Fine, yeah. Okay, okay. Let's see. The name Typhus, the meaning of the name. I like how he included the meaning, so let's read it. Typhus is any of several similar diseases caused by Rhachypsata bacteria. The name comes from the Greek typhos, meaning smoky or hazy, describing the state of mind of those affected with typhus. The causative organism Rhickettsia is an obligate parasite bacterium that cannot survive for long outside living cells. Typhus should not be confused with typhoid fever, while typhoid means typhus like the diseases are distinct and are caused by different species of bacteria. That is very, very, very detailed, and I've learned more today just from that detail. The theme is Parasite. So he's a parasite, which means he's definitely a nidus combined with an oberon. I say that because of the fact technically a lot of people like to include Saren as a parasite per se, but she's more of a poisonous flower in the end. But yeah, let's continue. Roll. Glass cannon slash leech. Weak, but uses ability to weaken enemies while buffing himself. Yeah, exactly. Oberon and Nidus. That's exactly it. Because Nidus uses his one to buff himself quite a bit. He even uses his third ability to, parasitic link right there. But, essentially, without any buffs or anything, he is pretty weak. So, yeah, and Oberon debuffs enemies and buffs allies and stuff. Okay, well, anyway, let's move on. The short bio. He is a parasite type warframe that uses organic cutting hinderers, and deadly parasites to take the target's strength for himself to bolster his own inherently weak armor and shields. Typhus is a leech, a parasite that only that knows only how to take from those around him to support himself rather than his allies. Okay, so he did solo frame. I'm actually digging this quite a bit. Typhus is inspired by parasitism, the result of incorporating more biological features into the Warframe's operation. Typhus doesn't only feed off the void energy in order to manifest its abilities, it also consumes some of its own matter to do so. To supplement and replenish the lost biological matter, Typhus needs a regularly need to regularly consume enemies. Why did I have so much trouble with that? Typhus is, however, very far from the infested, where the infested seek to consume, assimilate, and mutate all biological matter as a means of reproduction. Typhus leeches the biological matter of enemies only to support the operator. The infested is an all-consuming wildfire, desolating all in its path. Typhus is a controlled flame, searing away the weeds so the forest may grow strong. I like that. I like that. I like that the person also separate. Not only did they not they separated it. You know, they made it clear that it's not infested. It's a different. He's not just an infested enemy. He's more than that. He's his own person. He can control it. He can decide what he wants to take. He only takes enough so he has enough power to kill and stay alive. He just leeches to stay alive. Anyway, power list. The consume stack keeps track of how many enemies you have devoured. These points are used for some of his powers. The more you consume, the stronger some of his abilities will become. Okay, so exactly like Nidus in that sense. So yeah, let's continue. Consuming fly. Consuming fly. Okay. Typhus. Typhus. Yeah, Typhus shoots out a stinger-like projectile from his hand that embeds itself into a target and starts to pump in vile fluids along with a parasitic larvae into their body. This rapidly growing larvae will eat away at the target before bursting out of its host and flying back to Typhus, who will then absorb it, replenish some of his health. It also does viral base damage over time. When the target is killed, it will replenish health equal to the damage dealt. It can, so I'm assuming that means Typhus will, get health when the target dies. equal to the damage dealt. It can be ended early at a reduced health rate. This attack generates consume stacks. So I'm assuming that would cause, yeah, consume stacks. So yeah, that was a pretty winded explanation, but basically what it's getting at is you shoot a projectile out of your hand into an enemy. You keep gaining health over time. They take viral damage over time. Then when they finally die, you'll gain a percentage of health based on their overall health. And in addition, you get stacks of consume. Do you only get one stack every time you kill someone? Because that could take a while. So this first ability, I'm down for the stacking part of it, but I'm not down for it in general. I think it's too complicated. I mean, Warframe is supposed to be a fast-paced game. Like with Nidus is one, it generates stacks. You stomp, you throw out a wave of infested whatnot, and then there you go. So yeah, I don't know. Not really feeling this whole ability. Maybe the projectile out of hand damage over time, and for every certain amount of damage you get a stack. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool. Let's move on to ability number 2. Boiling blood. His armor becomes unstable, pressure rises, needs weak. Okay, no. His blood boils over, and at the peak he erupts in a display of gore and showers the enemy around him with his own lethal and tainted blood, which burns through his opponent's flesh, armor, and flesh like acid. When the enemies are hit by boiling blood, they will receive an AoE damage over time. I don't know why he felt the need to put both, but okay. As well as a debuff that reduces armor. It will stack with the cost of some of your health. Now see, I like the description. I don't know how it would be made possible in the game currently, but I like it. This ability, so far my favorite ability, Boiling Blood, just the description. His armor becomes unstable, pressure rises, his blood boils over, and at the peak he erupts in a display of gore. It's just so awesome. I like it. Moving on. Cannibalized armor. Okay, interesting name. Typhus launches out tendrils from his body, ripping off their flesh and or armor, and putting to Typhus when he absorbs them and mimics their defense with similar effects. Okay. I have a problem with this one. Yes, I understand that he's ripping off their flesh armor, putting it on, assimilating it within himself to gain effects. That would mean that this game would need to have certain effects, whenever, like a certain arm. Like, okay, if he's ripping off an infested arm, maybe he'll gain that grappling hook, so he'll be able to be like, get over here, type with the enemy. That would be pretty cool. But how would you do that? And would it only work for those type of enemies? I mean, the rest of the enemies, I guess they would have guns. I would really just like to make this, effect pretty simple. I would like it to be something like, absorbs the armor, and instead of effect, it adds to your own armor. Like, 200 armor for every enemy absorbed, or very low level or mid level. Yellow bars absorbed would gain extra armor percentage, something like that. I just think it's now okay. You know what? I will read the rest of it before saying too much more. Let's see. If he targets a Grenier, he improves armor. If he targets Corpus, he improves and resource his shields. If he targets Infestor, he improves and resource his health. Okay, you know what? This this is bad. This okay. It's not bad that he made it so all three. Grenier improves armor, but by how much? I still would like to know that. Corpus improves his shield and restores his shield. Now, will that gain overshield or just give you more shield temporarily? And if he targets infested, improves armor and health and restores health. Now, the restoring health might be a little overkill, but okay, with the fourth ability. Well, it's a fourth ability. Okay, fourth ability. Wow, this is actually quite a while. Okay, Parasism. This power can only be activated when Typhus has enough consume stacks. In essence, it's a power cost, just like Nidus at 3 and 4 have a stack cost. That's what this has instead. As this is the boost he needs to commit to the biological transformation as well as its raw energy. I like that he gave like a backstory reason. He not just like it consumes stacks because it consumes stacks. Let's see. The more of the consumed stacks you use, the more durable. Okay, so from the sound of it, it seemed to use all that you have. It uses up all the stacks you have, but the more stacks you had, the longer the duration. Reminds me kind of what is it called? Discord from Gage's ability on Borderlands 2. If you go down the Anarchy tree and you reload, you'll get stacks of Discord that slowly or pretty rapidly decrease your stacks. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Typhus gains physical traits of the last consumed enemy as a defense mechanism, using them to nullify the. Okay. So I'll read all of these, then I'll explain the sort of flaw, I guess, that I just realized. Grenade unit results in a biomissile barrage. It works as a clone, so it hits multiple targets, dealing corrosive damage. Corpus unit results in mobile virus nano shield, similar to Disrupted. It would nullify any status effects within the bubble. Any enemy that passes through the dome will be hit with a radiation proc. Infested units will result in a melee mode where you dual wield two devouring whips for close to mid-range combat. Any damage dealt to enemies in this mode will heal Typhus similar to lifesteal. It's exactly lifesteal. Corrupted will result in two offensive biodrones, one dealing in toxic damage and the other dealing puncher and slash damage. Okay, so I like that he's sticking with the whole different effects for different enemy types. Like, the Grineer enemy type did this, Corpus enemy type did this, Infected did this, and Corrupted did this. But, okay, overall, the flaw I see with this is this. This ability seems like it doesn't exactly know where it was going. It's trying to be too many things. Realistically, all these things could not happen at all realistically. The way Warframe is right now, the enemy will be dead before you do most of this stuff at all. Now, the three after reading all of it isn't bad at all, but again, the way Warframe is, the two is my favorite ability. Definitely my favorite. I would make a build out of this. I don't exactly know if he's literally supposed to erupt, kind of like an explosion. Like when Krieg from Borderlands 2 explodes. If he kills someone, he comes back. That's similar to this. Like, he's raging and self-exploding, kind of like self-destruct button, but come back, or I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, let's look at that more images. That is the whole front and back. Definitely, see, this is where I get the whole Oberon thing. He definitely looks similar to Oberon, in my opinion. But he also looks like Nidus. Okay, this is the inspiration, which makes sense. I'm not really sure how these two came. I guess Warrior, Warframe, War, Frame, Bug, Parasite, Warframe. Okay, Parasite, Frame, War. Yeah. And this is a ninja dude. This is War. So that's, okay, Parasite, War, Frame. I spent way too long on that. But yeah, that's what I believe the inspiration is from overall. Oh, and look. This is more of the little concept. This is the whole set. Now, these helmets look awesome. I'd love these helmets so much. I mean, okay, so if any of you Tenogen people are watching, people who make Tenogen stuff, I want a helmet like this made for Nidus. These helmets right here, I want helmets like them for Nidus. Okay? Heck, just make this whole outfit for Nidus. Okay? Make it all for Nidus. Just make this outfit for Nidus. Make these helmets for Nidus. Just for Nidus, okay? And then look, he even did little pictures. Um, yeah, he even did little picture. Devour, boiling blood, cannibalize armor, and cataclysm. Cataclysm. What? I guess these are the original names that he had for them. Cataclysm. He seemed to have changed a few names. But yeah, overall, okay, this is the concept. This has been a little concept thing. It's actually taken a little bit longer than I thought to record this. Thank you all for watching. If you guys would like me to do more concept frame videos in the future, definitely let me know. Like I said, this was just sort of not really test per se, but something different. A friend of mine suggested it to me. I figured, hey, you guys might like it. So this is definitely a concept. If you guys have your own concepts for a frame, feel free to message me on the YouTube or even message me on Discord if you guys want. Or maybe send me a Twitter message with your concepts. And maybe if I am digging the concept, I could feature it on here. I'd like you to please include artwork if you can, because I love artwork. It's very good, and be as detailed as you can, because I just spent about 30 minutes going into detail about this, and I know I may have sounded a bit critical at times, because this Red Skittles did an amazing job with details and whatnot. I just, like to, in my mind, try to apply it to actual, you know, Warframe, how it would work in the game, how the game is right now, how it would fare. This Warframe is cool, very descriptive. Unfortunately, it's way too slow paced for the game at the moment, so it definitely needs some tweaks, and it works. Red Skittles, if you're out there, I love the amount of detail you put into it. I love the artwork. Keep on trying. Don't give up. And just have fun with it. And I will catch you all in a future video. Later.